Hello, traders. FX Pip Collector here. Today is Thursday, February 6th, and this is my morning video where we like to take a quick look at the US dollar pairs, including gold, and we also take a look at a couple of the JPY pairs. If you haven't done so already, definitely join my free Discord community. The link is at the end of this video down in the corner and in the description of the video. If you would like to join my membership, you get access to all the benefits listed below and more for only $30 a month by joining at my website, fxpipcollector.com. So, in a ways, first thing first is I always like to check the news calendar. It's a habit I really want to make sure that everybody does do so they can be aware of what's coming out today. Now, today is kind of a big day for the pound. We have pound interest rate news at noon UK time. They are definitely planning on lowering interest rates, which they most likely will lower interest rates. If they lower it more than the 25 basis points that they plan on lowering it, then I would expect a big giant move. If they just do the 25 points, put it down to 4.5, it probably still will move pretty good, but it's probably not going to be a big giant move. But today definitely is kind of a pound day. Today's news is definitely going to be kind of circled around the pound. Now, we do have a little bit of US news today. We got unemployment claims and we have PMI for the CAD, but both of those are probably not that big of a deal. Tomorrow is non-farm payroll for the US, and with that coming out tomorrow, today's unemployment claims is probably not going to be too big of a deal. So today is kind of going to be a pound news day for sure. So anyways, I always like to start off with the US dollar index, go all the way up to the weekly time frame just to remind anybody that hasn't been watching my videos or whatever that I am definitely still looking at this as an A. I'm definitely still looking at this as a B, and I still think it's going to go down probably to someplace in this area for a wave C. Does it have to go down now? It doesn't have to go down now. It could go up again, make a double top, and then turn down. So I'm definitely expecting to see a big turn down, but I'm not really convinced that it really is happening yet. Going down to the daily time frame, I have my Fibonacci extension on here, from here to here, projected off the top of here. If this really is a wave C, then I would expect it to probably go to about the 100%. So if it goes down to the 100%, makes a break a structure, that's a wave C, and this is pushing back up. If it really is not an ABC, but it really is a 1, a 2, and a 3, which it definitely could be, then more than likely it would bounce with the 100%, but you wouldn't get a break of structure. It would just continue to make lower lows, lower highs in a very impulsive downtrend. So we're either looking at an ABC or 1, 2, 3. I'm assuming it's an ABC, but we need to keep both options open. And if we expect this on the US dollar, we would have to expect the same type of moves on all the US dollar pairs except for maybe gold. So anyways, let's start off by looking at the euro dollar on the daily time frame. Like I was just saying, we are very likely in a wave C or a wave 3 right now. If it is a wave C, I would kind of expect it to maybe look like this and then continue back down. If it's a wave 3, then it'll probably keep stretching out, making higher highs, higher lows. Either scenario, I would still primarily be looking for longs in an uptrend. I'm not really convinced this move down is anything more than a crutch into the uptrend. Going down to the 1 hour time frame. Now I have my Fibonacci retracement on the 1 hour time frame on the last series of higher highs, higher lows, which starts right here. If price goes down to a Fibonacci retracement of this last series of higher highs, higher lows, makes a very impulsive turn to the upside, then I definitely would take it as a long, possibly a 1, a 2, and a wave 3 of 3, or a 1, 2, and 3 of wave C. Either scenario, if we do get a nice impulsive move at a Fibonacci level, it should make for a pretty nice long. I have no idea which Fibonacci level it could be. It could be any one of these three. I just know that when it happens, we should be able to recognize it and we should be able to enter accordingly. And on the other hand, if it just blows past all these Fibonacci levels, then obviously that invalidates the higher time frame analysis and that the weekly, monthly time frame downtrend is probably still in action. So moving on to the pound US dollar, back up to the daily time frame. Like I said, today is kind of a big day for the pound. And lower interest rates usually does mean a weaker currency because that drives money away from the currency looking for higher yields. Now on the pound dollar, I definitely could picture this being an A, this being a B, and this being a C. We do have a 61% fib bounce. We do have an impulsive move down. If this really is an ABC, then it will continue the downtrend. It will go down and make a new low. I don't really know for sure if it's an ABC because most of the other dollar pairs don't really look like that. Most of the other dollar pairs look like this move down is probably just going to be a crutch into the move up from here to here, and it will make a higher low. So we definitely need to pay attention to see if we can figure out whether we are in a impulsive downtrend or whether we are in a correction to the last wave up. So going down to the 1 hour time frame is where I got my Fibonacci retracement on the last series of higher highs, higher lows. High, low, high, low, high, low, break down. We don't want to fib out the whole thing unless it blows right past all these Fibonacci levels. The 78% for me is like the last stop. If it makes a nice impulsive move up there, then I could definitely take it as a long continuation of the uptrend. If it closes below the 78%, then I would have to put my Fibonacci on this whole move, and that actually may be enough to convince me that this really is a wave C and that we really are back into a downtrend on the much higher time frames. So as always, if you pay attention to your fib levels, you can kind of know when a trend is over. If this goes below the 78%, I think I'm going to know that the trend is over. And if the trend is over, it probably is a wave C on the daily, and it probably is going to just keep on going down. So pay very close attention to your Fibonacci levels, as always. Moving on to the Aussie dollar, back up to the daily time frame. Aussie dollar definitely does have a different look than most of the other dollar pairs. It definitely has that look like it could be the end of a wave 5, and this actually just may only be like a wave 1 or possibly a wave A of a brand new up move. So it's definitely a little different than the other dollar pairs, but it's the same type of movement. I would assume that anything I see to the downside is just a crutch into the uptrend at this point. So I would recommend looking for longs on shorter time frames. Going down to the 1 hour time frame. Now we do have a breaker structure on the 1 hour, but this breaker structure only tells me that the last series of higher lows, higher highs is over. The last series of higher highs, higher lows on this one actually starts right here. So right now I only have my Fibonacci on here. If it goes beyond these levels without making a break to the upside, then I would definitely put my Fibonacci on the whole move up. But I would still assume that it's probably just a crutch into the whole move up, even if it does break below this 100%. At that point, it's just going to probably end up turning into a bigger correction, like a bigger ABC, probably an ABC of 2. So like a 1, a 2, a 3 of C, or a 1, 2, 3 of 3, like I was explaining on the daily time frame. With non-farm payroll coming out tomorrow, it seems more likely like this is probably going to keep drifting down and make a wave 2, hopefully setting us up for a wave 3 tomorrow at the non-farm payroll news. Moving on to the Kiwi dollar. Kiwi dollar is exactly the same as the Aussie dollar, which is why I don't really cover it. Exactly the same analysis, exactly the same trading strategy. So doing exactly the same thing, which is looking for longs on sort of time frames. US dollar CAD definitely did not break structure, so we can't say 100% that we are in a downtrend now. We definitely can't still say 100% that this whole move up is over. But the fact that it went all the way down below the 78% tells me it probably is going to break the 100. This move up is probably just going to be a correction, and it's probably going to make a lower high compared to this high. And it's probably going to go down and give us the break of structure that is going to tell us that this whole move up is complete. If you look at other Canadian pairs, most of the Canadian pairs do look to me like they need to continue to make a bigger move to the downside. So I'm keeping an eye out for that. Going down to the 1 hour time frame. So price is breaking structure. So probably the best thing I would recommend to do is to assume that this move up right here is likely going to be a correction to the last wave down. I would assume that this is probably going to make an ABC correction over the next day or two, hopefully setting ourselves up for a nice sorting opportunity at the non-farm payroll tomorrow. So for me personally, I would much prefer to just wait for the sorting opportunity, but I'm not really trading the short time frame. So if you are trading the short time frames, you possibly could get along maybe today, setting itself up for a sort, maybe tomorrow, at the non-farm payroll news. Which the non-farm payroll sometimes is a big, big market mover, so definitely pay attention to that. Moving on to the US dollar Swiss. US dollar Swiss never did break structure down either. And I still think the dollar Swiss looks like a downtrend and it looks like a possible correction. This moved down just like the dollar index, if you saw that. it probably is more likely a wave C. It probably is going to try to go up again, in my opinion. But if it, I mean, the market flow is down now, and I would recommend looking for shorts. Even if it is a wave C, it's probably going to go down something like that before it even thinks about turning up. And then if it turns out to be a wave three, it will just keep on making lower lows, lower highs, proving that it's a wave three, which will just continue for, it'll just make us continue to look for shorts on shorter time frames. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, we definitely do have a breakup on the 1 hour. So we do know that the last series of lower lows, lower highs is over, which starts in on this pair right here, which is why we have our Fibonacci retracement only on that last series of lower lows, lower highs. I really doubt that this is just going to continue to downtrend now. It's probably more likely just going to make some sort of a three-way pullback. I'm hoping what happens is that it sets itself up for a three-way pullback for tomorrow's non-farm payroll news and continues the downtrend, hoping to see like three ways up to like the 68 or 78% for an ABC correction to the downtrend. So, like I said, if you are trading the shorter time frames, you could possibly be trying to go long. I'm not trading the shorter time frames, so for me personally, I'm waiting for a sorting opportunity, hopefully tomorrow at the non-farm payroll news. So moving on to gold, which is definitely a fan favorite. So gold has been in a huge uptrend, and ever since this trend started way down here, I've been telling people to look for longs until we get a break of structure. Do you see a break of structure anywheres on this move right here? I definitely don't. So I would have suggested all the way since back here when it started making higher highs, higher lows to look for longs. Now I did try to short this thing at one point and took a very, very, very small loss, but overall, for the past several weeks, I've been doing nothing but telling people to look for longs. I still would recommend looking for longs because we don't have a breaker structure down, we don't have a Fibonacci bounce, we don't have a lower high. I still think this could be a wave B. I still think we could get a Fibonacci bounce and a break and a big push down for a wave C. But until that happens, I would recommend looking for longs. And it doesn't even have to turn down, honestly. I mean, it could just keep on going and going and going and going. And if it never gives us a breaker starter, then we should never be looking for shorts and we should never take any losses to the short side. But instead, we should assume every move to the downside is nothing more than a correction to the last wave up. So keeping all that in mind, going down to the 1 hour time frame, we definitely do have a breakdown on the 1 hour. Does that mean that the trend is down? Absolutely not. That only tells me that the last wave is over. The last wave starts right here. So we got our Fibonacci retracement on that last wave. I am looking for three-way pullbacks. I'm looking for Fibonacci bounces to go long for the continuation of the uptrend. Now, I am an American, and as an American, as you probably know, I cannot trade gold on a margin account. I don't really trade gold that much. I do trade it once in a while on my European account, but I'm not really much of a gold trader because I'm an American, and Americans can't trade gold on a margin account. But I definitely would be looking for three-way pullbacks. I would definitely be looking for Fibonacci bounces to go long. If it goes up and hits a Fibonacci level, then turns down, then breaks structure, that's what will turn me into a seller. I am definitely not recommend looking for sells now. I would recommend looking for three-way pullbacks to go long, hopefully taking it up to at least a 138% Fibonacci retracement extension on the daily time frame. So moving on to the US dollar yen. So the dollar yen is, I mean, I'm kind of 50-50 on this one. I think that the wave B is over, and I think there's a good chance it just will keep going down. I think that it will make a lower high, and it'll just go down, lower highs, lower lows, and just continue a downtrend. But we have a Fibonacci retracement on here. If we do get a big, significant turn at a Fibonacci level, then we definitely can't ignore that, and we can't, you know, assume that it's just going to keep going down. If we get that big fib bounce, there is definitely a chance it's going to go up. But right now, the market flow is down, the trend is down, structure's down. I would recommend looking for shorts on shorter time frames. Going down to the 1 hour time frame. So what I would want to see on the 1 hour time frame is I would want to see a break of structure up. And then once I get that break of structure up, I would put my Fibonacci retracement on the last series of lower lows, lower highs. Then I would want to see a three-way pullback, A, B, C correction, to go short again for the continuation of the downtrend. So if this really is going to continue the higher down trend on the higher time frames, then I would want to see it break up on the 1 hour. I'd want to see three waves up. I'd want to see it impulse it down at a Fibonacci retracement level to go short again for the continuation of potentially the downtrend. But if you are a short time frame trader, you could try to go long at the end of the wave B, but I definitely wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend looking for shorts at the end of three-way pullbacks. So moving on to the euro yen. So all the yen pairs I do kind of assume are going down. I think that the wave B is already over. I think we're going down in a big wave C, which will likely take out all these lows. If the market decides to turn up at a Fibonacci level and break structure, I'll be more than happy to start looking for longs again. But right now, the market structure is down, the trend is down, the market flow is down. I would recommend looking for shorts on shorter time frames. The trend is your friend, that's for sure. So just like the euro, the dollar yen, if this breaks to the upside on the 1 hour, that to me is not a long in my book. Um, that tells me that the last wave is over. So that would tell me that I would put my Fibonacci retracement on the last wave, and just like the dollar yen, I would be looking for a three-way pullback to go short. I don't trade the short time frame, so I'm not going to try to go long. I would much prefer to wait for the three-way pullback to go short for the continuation of the downtrend. If you do trade the shorter time frames, and if you do get a breaker structure up, you can try to go long at the end of a wave B. But I would be very cautious trying to go long because the trend is down on every single higher time frame. And moving on to the pound yen. Pretty much exactly the same. That's one of the reasons why I always say the yen pairs and the dollar pairs are very easy to trade in a way because they are pretty much all the yen pairs are doing very similar things, just like all the dollar pairs are doing very similar things. And then that's another reason why I'm not much of a gold trader because gold doesn't correlate with the dollar. Gold kind of does whatever gold wants to do. Correlated pairs has a lot to do with what I do, and without correlation, it would be much harder to figure out these patterns. So I think that the wave B is over. I think that we're going down for a wave C. This one is closing below the 78%, which makes me think that I am right about the wave B being complete, and I am right about it continuing the downtrend, making lower lows, lower highs on the daily time frame. Doesn't mean that there potentially won't be some moves up on the 1 hour, but any move we see up is likely just going to be a correction to the downtrend. We have pound news coming out today, which is definitely going to affect this. You would think that a lower interest rate would cause for a weaker pound, but a lot of times the fundamentals don't really line up very well. You know, you could get negative news that could make this thing rally for 2 or 3 days before it really does go down. So don't assume that it's going to go down at the pound news just because of lowering interest rates. If it does break structure to the upside, just like the other yen pairs, I would put my Fibonacci retracement on there. I would wait for a three-way pullback. I would go short at the end of that three-way pullback for the continuation of the downtrend. If it doesn't break structure, which it doesn't have to, and it just keeps going down and down and down, then I would just hold on to my shorts and look for more shorts. I wouldn't even think about going long unless I saw some sort of a break of structure, and even then, I would on the 1 hour, I would still be looking for shorts at the end of three-way pullbacks because I'm not really trading these shorter time frames. So, anyways, as always, don't forget to join my free Discord channel, and thank you for watching and happy trading.